Hello everyone and welcome to another stream. I'm just going to delete that music. Yes, so we have the Sorcery pack now, so I thought I'll jump into the game and do a couple of hours stream just kind of going through everything. So I think firstly, let's actually have a look at some of these pieces, because I've seen like this one looks really cool. I wonder if they saw how many people were recreating Epic Universe style parks and thought they'd get a piece that kind of matches that. So yeah, this is awesome. And it sounds really cool as well. Nice. Got some gargoyles. These are way better than the Spooky Pack ones from Planet Coaster. Cat statues. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Giant spider. The spider webs look way better than the Planet Coaster 1 ones. Although, are any of them like fully flat, or are they all this kind of... Yes, maybe my one wish would be that some of the spider webs were flat. That's just the idea here that you can kind of put it up on this or something. That's cool. These are nice. These Gothic plaques. We have new building set. That's nice. Look at this for a window. Wow, there's a lot of detail in that one. That's amazing. Some other very big windows. Sorcerer busts. That one looks quite funny. Loads of cool pieces here. Oh wow, look at that. That's huge. Whoa. Look how big these pieces can get. Well, they're the usual size. Still pretty big. Got the pedestals, all the steps. So many cool things. Oh, that's a nice piece. That's nice as well. There's so many awesome pieces here. It's the crystals. One crystal. Ooh, that's a lovely fence. I like this for a lamppost. You got these brackets would actually work quite well in something steampunky. Got the lamps as well. There's a lot of things here that would actually work in a steampunk setting. Some of these signs especially. Picnic bench, I like that. Taran rocks. Shop awnings. Nice. The shop fronts, some really nice pieces here. Some really nice signs. Right, oh my word, look, that's a huge piece, but it's amazing. Chimneys, more statues. Why have we got a frog? That's cool. This is a really cool sign for like I think like, you know, park maps and stuff would work quite well on a sign like that. All of these cool bay windows, those are quite nice. I think the gridded pieces we can now spin them on. Can we not? I thought we could spin them in all directions. Oh yes, we can. How cool is that? That's amazing. Got the modular trees. Oh, and a tree giant. So we can make like living trees. That's cool. I don't think there's a fully assembled one. Gridded pieces. There's some pretty cool ones here. I like this design. What else have we got? Some kind of another set of bricks. Oh, that's nice. I like this one. The sound is, when you place them down, is really nice as well. Yeah, it's a nice roof. Let's see, what else have we got? Bench. I like that for a bench, and the bins are also pretty cool. Some of these more funky roof pieces. I'm glad we've got some stuff like this. What other funky ones have we got? Same thing but smaller and bigger. New effects. Magical smoke. That's cool. Magical smoke 2. Sorcery 1. An explosion. Sorcery 2. That's cool. Spellcaster. So some new animatronics. Very nice. So that's pretty much what we've got pieces wise. What's this? Ooh. These will be some very nice pieces, I'm sure. And some nice chains as well. That's cool. Of course, all the steps. I think the nice thing about these is that they should line up nicely. So you can very easily create these really cool steps leading up to something. That's a nice turret. Some very interesting pieces in this pack. Ooh, I like that. Oh wow, look at that, that's nice. More spikes. And lots of bottles. A bottle lamp bracket. Ah, so I think like... So is this like it can attach on like that or something? I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to be like that or something. You have the giant spider parts. How this spider could be huge. Like, that's a gigantic spider. Right, but obviously we're all here for one reason, and that is the Outer Max raid. Oh yes. Let's do something. Lift it up a bit. Do something a little bit like Wyvern. But not exactly like it. Oh yes, this looks so good. This is me just messing around. This is not going to be a very good coaster by any means. Let's see. Hey Rye, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Just messing around with some of the new DLC related things. I'm building a not very smooth looking Intamin Blitz here. Let's see, can we go into our switch track around here then? How do we want this? Is that gonna fit? Yes, I think it will just. I think first there's like a bunch of options here. Let's test it just so I see how this works. We get our let's do our top hat. Let's get our spike in actually. So that would probably be a good idea. Should probably needs a launch section here as well. Well, actually, I think we should have the airtime hill launcher. Nice. Is it not testing? Start test, there we go. Nope. Oh, you can scroll through them with the mouse wheel. Didn't know that. Oh, it's gone over. Oops. I think I've got to adjust my launchers then. Let's see how this works then. Oh, come on. This is like a terrible layout. I will just finish this though. Edit mode. Bring this down again to like 43. Oh goodness. I think my first launch is too quick. This is definitely going to require a lot of fine tuning. Wow, that was close to the top of the spike there. How does this work then? Oh no, no, hang on. I've got it stuck on the switch track. Oh! You need the backwards and forwards launch, that's why. I think you need the same on this. Right, let's try that again then. In fact, before I do that, I do want to smooth it once. 'Cause yeah, otherwise this is going to not be a very comfortable POV to watch. Right, if I do that, and same thing here. Sounds sick. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've just been on holiday for a week, so yeah, I landed yesterday, so that might have something to do with it. How's this forwards backwards part here work? Oh, I've done it too quick. And this probably needs to be the other track. I'm just going to turn the music down a little bit. Now I should be able to hear myself. Right. I also want to get rid of the supports on like this top bit. And also like that. There, now I can kind of see it better. Alright, let's see how this works then. So it goes forward, doesn't quite make it. Switch trackers activated. Nice. And of course it goes over way too quickly. That's cool. Okay, now I've got the right launch. It does work. But I do need to slow it down a tad. More like that. Should we have a quick POV then? Oh, no, hang on. There we go. Maybe the first launch just stood a bit too fast. And I think this top hat is not tall enough at all. Okay, let's see what happens now. Are we still going to absolutely fly over this top hat? Nope, we're going to roll back again. How far back is it actually going to get? What's happened there then? There has to be a way to get that to work, so you can go up the spike, up the top hat, over the spike, then don't quite make the top hat, then do that section back to the first launch and launch forwards again. Some modder's going to figure it out or something. Cause that'd be mega cool. Right, quick test again. I think I need to slow the first launch down a more. Nice. Now hopefully this launch here will be quite punchy. I love the sound of the launch as well, it's amazing. Back we go. Up the spike. Oh, it's so cool that we finally have this. It's too quick. It's like all the fine tuning part. I just want it to look okay before I just keep going with this. Let's bring it to 58. I also want to try something with the spike. How does this look? Nice, I think I've got that. Right, construction mode. Let me take out everything from here. So what I want to do is I want to get it to spin. Actually, yeah, let's just delete all of this. Get that to about as close to 90 as I can. Oh, can't quite get there in that piece. Why can I not twist it any further? I want to steal one of those really cool twisted spikes. Okay, fine, I guess we'll just leave it at that then. And that should be high enough. Let's turn the track supports off. And smooth it a bit. Of course it won't let me smooth it properly. Right, how cool does this look then? Oops. I need to add one more on the top here. Reset like everything. Oh, there's a flash of green there. There it is. Okay, we'll do some more experiments of what you can cool things with a spike in a sec. Just very quickly, how does this look? I love the fast switch, it's awesome. I do need to raise the entire cursor up a bit though, there we go. Right, test. We will get to the other rides soon. It's just obviously this is what everyone was super excited for. Cool. Now the other spike I want to try. Let's delete to about there. I will need a lot of banking offset on this. Yes. I wonder what kind of like switch tracks you can do with this, because that's a crazy inversion. I mean, what if we did? You could have like a whole separate MIDI coaster around the back here or something. Let me get this back to normal. Let's see, we'll do that. Oh my word, it's so rough. You can have a lot of fun with this. Let's do a scorpion tail. Let's do a very quick smoothing pass. Because yeah, this does not look great at all, does it? Quick, before the train gets here. Oh yeah, that's awesome. And we've lost the 3 carriages. That should be enough. That looks awesome from the ground here, but like, you have like a whole mini coast around the back here. That's cool. Let's do another smoothing pass. That curve might be a bit too much. I think maybe the banking offset on 7 isn't helping here. I just need to kind of smooth like this entire thing. Like that. What happens now? Smooth this whole section as well. Cool. So interestingly, it switched already. I know in real life it switches later than that. Look at this, it's ridiculous. I wish we had a way to kind of set the backwards launch speed. Maybe you'd have to do it with this one? I don't know. Right, that's our first experiment. We'll leave that there. I want to try something with like a lot of switch tracks. Let's go like directly into one here. Yeah, let's do this, and we'll whack ourselves a quick launch here. Oh, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? I'm going to build this out of some very large pieces, so I'm not messing around with it forever. I will just turn this testing off. If I test this, how does this look? So we're going to have a ridiculous... Hang on, so it goes into the switch track, then it gets launched forwards, up our spike. It's like the perfect height. And yes, look, so it has now switched. Let's do a ridiculously big roll here. That looks kind of silly. I like it though. Now, if we're taking this backwards now, so we're going to get another switch track, which will then launch onto a spike, but it kind of needs to break a bit. And then now we then launch forwards into a giant helix. That's too big. There's got to be some like really funky things you can do with these switch tracks. And it's going to take a while to figure all of them out. Here we go, launch backwards, up this spike. Then it's changed. Round it goes. Will it actually make it all the way around? Just about, yeah. Is this going to switch back, or do I need to do some of the change some of the parameters? Passes before reset. So this is not the easiest thing in the world. Hang on. If I just autocomplete this for ease, but first I add in some block sections. We'll just make them. We'll make them as a comically high angle. Why not? Alright, block section 1. Block section 2 also completes. What? Why is it also split into the spike? Autocomplete. Done. I can now theoretically run multiple trains. 2. That's a ridiculous block section. So what's going to happen here? How is the switch track going to function? Look, it's changed now. Round it goes. And it gets back to the station on our stupid block section. Now, why is the next one not going? Don't. What? Is this one just not going to reset, or have I done something wrong here? This is going to take some figuring out, isn't it? So how do you put a spike on these things without kind of going into the top? How do you like into a spike then forwards into another part of the layout? That's something we'll have to work out. Anyway, ignoring these two, let's go to both of them. Let's have a look at some of the other rides. Let's start with the flats. First of all, whoa, that is a big ride pad. This is pretty cool. So, change image, you've got user media. If we do let's do this one and test it and POV it. Now, are we in the ideal seat for this, and why is nothing playing on the screen? Oh, it's because we're in like really fast mode. Right, let's see if this works now. Oh, there we go. Now it's on. Okay, so it does work, and I'm thinking now, what kind of crazy videos can we put on this? Let me go through some of my things. Hang on, this is gonna look ridiculous. That's the wrong user media folder. Planet Coaster 2 user media. If I go change image, dot weapon, so it has to be a dot. Interesting. Give me 2 secs. I want to see if I can figure out something interesting to put on here. That's MP4. MP4 to Webm. Whatever. I don't have a suitable video to put on just yet, but that is cool. Delete it for now. The other flat ride is this one, which looks a bit bonkers. What kind of ride sequence can we put on here? 4 backward cabin rotations. What if I just set it to that over and over? What happens? Does it go completely nuts? Testing. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be using this ride much. It's got a really cool platform though, look at this. Like, that's cool. But yeah, I'm not going to use that one much. We have also 2 more coasters. We have, let's start with the Vekoma family coaster. This will be easy. Do we have 2? No, it is just the... That is not steep enough. Should be more like that, I think. What are the options you got? This. Interesting. So there's like quite a few options here. It's about how often it's like. Let's just bring that out like so. This is going to be an awful coaster. I'm not great at family coasters. I've done the banking offset so high again. It did not work when I tried it on the Automax. Flashback a block section in here. That's autocomplete. Done. Block section give me 2 trains. Go. What a awful excuse for a family coaster this is. I like the trains though. I wish we had the boomerang function there. Oh my word! What have I made? What do you mean track limits exceeded? Let me do something slightly different then. And autocomplete. Much more reasonable, I think. Make that more of a hill. Up it goes. Over the lift hill. That's better. It's an awful excuse for a family coaster though. So I'll move it around there. And the other one I'm very excited about. The motorbike. What is it called in this? Bike and sidecar. Now, Hagrid's has 12 trains with 7 cars per train. Okay, so you've got to make the station longer. How long can you make these trains? Oh, so 7 is the max. Right. So just as long as Hagrid's then. And again, I think we have... So we do have bank switch tracks. Cool. So which is... This is the one where it's like you go into a spike. So we'll do that. And we can then launch it backwards. Oh no, but hang on, these switch tracks work weird, don't they? Because you need to pass... Oh, maybe not. Once again, we've got the track. Cool. Once again, this is not going to be a great coaster. But we're just experimenting here. This is like Taron track. Can we change these trains to into inblets? No. That's a shame. It also looks a lot like the Mac track that you see on Voltron, Hyperia, etc. Oh, I've done that wrong. Obviously here we're going backwards, so we're now going to have to correct that with another switch track. Oh, I've come across this one now. I did put a launch in there, I did, yeah. Should probably get... Hang on, what's the difference between 1 and 2? Oh, it has these. Interesting. And then also we have the triangle track. So why does this then have like its own style of track? Interesting. Let's just sort out this here. Big old block section. And smooth. Lovely. That's going to be an awful one. I just want to test it out, really. Do I not have enough block sections for 3? Okay. Nope. Delete that. We add a very short block section there. And autocomplete. Cool, that should allow us to run 2. Yes. Ah, I need to put a launch in after the switch track. Okay, we'll do a very short one then. And it should probably be the multi-pass. And not very fast. Perfect length. Then it goes backwards through most of the layout. Oh, that's too quick. And as I thought, that's going to be a problem. Right. Let me move it away from the other coaster. And also up slightly so we get the concrete pad under our first switch track. Cool, up the spike it goes. Okay, I'm just gonna make this launch less fast. I also want to smooth this out a little bit. Nice. Okay, test. Go. Into the switch track, forwards. I wonder if it's possible to like. I'm gonna have to try something in a second with one of them. Up it goes, doesn't fall off the track. Forwards. Oof, that's not fun, is it? And then, yes, that one can go. Cool. Let's close this as well and put it over there. So what I want to try, I want to do another end-pin blitz. I'm just going to delete that one. I'll leave it. Where is it? Another blitz, but what I want to try is, can you get the car stuck perfectly on the switch track? I think that'd be quite funny. So we need to get the right one. Okay, and then after this we need a tiny launch that gives it basically no speed at all. and then I will do that to give it as much space as possible. What's going to happen here? Maybe if I give it 2 launch pieces instead. Okay, and then do the exact same idea. Wow, so it just has enough time. And of course I've forgotten this has to be the back and forth version, which has its own length requirement, because of course it does. Nope. Short as possible, please. And we'll just do... In fact, what if we did... Yeah, look. Edit mode, this launch is too powerful. How do you make the launch less? Oh, yeah, I've got it stuck. And if I make like a couple miles an hour more... Hang on, I want to try something here. So look, some of them will fall off. Okay, now that's not going to work at all, is it? Right. Terrible excuse for a blitz, but this actually looks rather entertaining. Once again, the launch is nowhere near powerful enough. So let's see how powerful we can get this thing to launch forwards. Cool. Oh, can you imagine if I get it to be perfectly in the station? I have to try that, that'd be so funny. Let's see. 38. Does that hang it perfectly over the station? I think I need to kind of make the actual track here. Just going up a little bit. And then maybe we can have it hang over the station. This should be like 2 miles an hour less fast than everything. Hang on. I need to add another switch track because otherwise it's going to get into the station the wrong way around. I think we can use one of the other ones. I can just do this, can't I? Boom, done. So, still haven't quite got it to sit perfectly above that station. So also, what's going to happen here? Oh, well, that hasn't worked at all. Right, we're going to have to go back to the switch tracks then. No, here. No. Right. These are just the turntables now. Right. So considering the fact we're going backwards, if I do this, what a terrible coaster. And I still haven't got that launch properly done. Nope. Still not quite. Let's see, is that gonna... I don't think it's possible. Oh, actually, maybe we need to adjust the acceleration. That looked ridiculous. If I lower the acceleration, I won't be able to make up as much speed. What's happened here? Did it not clear the switch track in time? Let me put another piece on there then. That perfectly suspended it over the station. How cool was that? Switch! No! Oh no. Let's do something else then. Let's try and give it some time to switch. This is the most ridiculous coaster I've ever built. It's a baby blitz. So it launches, suspends itself over the station. I do want to try like a proper coaster like this. Round it goes into our second switch track. And then back into the station. That's pretty cool. There we go, a mini blitz. Is it possible to open? Entrance, exit, connect entrance to path. Oh, that is way too big. Nope. What happens if I do try and open this? Now that the testing incomplete. That should switch back now. Oh, there's something wrong with it. Of course there is. Pass-throughs before reset. Why do I need 2? Alright, fine. Oh, no, not that. Hang on. We just bin all of this. I think we need a second spike. And this is going to have to be a back and forth launch. I think I've made this too speedy. I'll just smooth all of this. Delete and then autocomplete. And give it a big hit in the middle so that the launch doesn't go too crazy. Okay, let's see. Goes down into this, into our second switch track, where it launched partially up there. Oh no! She's like a tiny bit on the top there. Oh no, it's the wrong way around. How's that happened? Wait, what? I'm trying to turn it around, and that's not what I've done at all, is it? Maybe if we put a turntable on the end of it. This. Also complete, not like that. What am I building? Even I don't know anymore. Autocomplete. Like that. Make it a bit higher up as well. This is ridiculous. Just completely abandoned realism here. Does this work? Okay, into our second switch track. Up the spike. Nope, the launch is not fast enough. Which also means this hill is going to have to go ridiculously high up now. What? This is ridiculous. Right. And of course that means this one's now going to have to go... Really, how do I... There we go. Let me just do that so we've got plenty of space. Should just make the launch less powerful. Don't really need to do any of this stuff. Right. Go. Test. Can I finally get this thing working? Probably not. Let's try though. Right. Forwards. Are you joking? Come on. How? Oh, this makes no sense. I think this just needs to be higher then. With a faster launch, it has more speed, maybe. I give up trying to make that working. We've made a bunch of ridiculous layouts. I think this is this was like the most stupid one, but it's such a cool coaster model. This one's obviously got the 2 spikes. This is probably the best, apart from whatever I did with the spike. I need to change that. No, how do I... Right, that's roughly 90. Right. Let's give this a watch then. It's a really smooth coaster as well, which is really nice. And a rollback. Not quite sure what happened there. Give it a quick smooth in a sec. Nice. By far my favourite coaster built in this stream. Let me just... Right, that should be that sorted. Let's give it another ride. Nice. Round we go. Into the launch. Back we go. So I think the trick is the first launch that we put on here needs to have the right speed, but it can't be long enough to get it over the top at. That's what I figured out. Okay. Also, why are they on different sides? Does the train have the fins to accommodate that? No, it doesn't. Interesting. I think this one here is broken. I wonder if I do this. I do the past. Now it's on the right angle. Actually, so I'm just going to do this with regular pieces. How long is it? 26 feet. Okay. If I do that and then basically smooth it, but then give it a little hill, change it to a launch. Okay, it's now on the right side. That's good. And then forwards. Nice. This top hat does need to be higher up though. More like that. It does look a bit stupid now, but I don't really care too much about this layout. I want to know that can we like properly smooth this, that the banking doesn't look weird. Let's try that. Hopefully the last time we ride this in the stream. I have to say I'm a big fan of like this pre-switch track part. I might steal the idea of the airtime hill going into a corkscrew directly underneath it. That was much smoother into the switch track. Nice. Cool. Oh, it's stalled out. Well, so that didn't quite work, but whatever. Oh, now it's flying through this part. Quick. I need to lower it slightly. Get down a track. What do you mean track limits exceeded? Autocomplete, and then that should be fine. Is it gonna test? I'm in pause mode, that's why. Get this one testing as well. We'll put it here, and then the last one testing as well. We'll whack it just there. And then forwards that one goes, and it gets over the top hat very, very nicely. I'm going to delete that other one because it's just not good at all. So if I grab a speaker real quick. Just whack it about here, I think. Playing one of the new tracks. We'll do a Sorcery playlist. So thank you everyone for watching the stream. Now gonna end off just with some of the nice music. If I can stamp a circle in place. Nice. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. I've got to do the right thing now.